Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles. This is episode 64. I am Articulate T, and with me as always I have playing Renji Vox, the lad.
Geronimo!
I have playing Hikan Sio, Avrdal.
Look out below?
I have playing Zaiden Shari, Robopirate.
Hello, everyone.
I have Max, being played by Keistruth.
Hi.
So, friends, it's been a while. Had a couple technical difficulties and stuff like that, but that kind of thing happens. It's all okay. But what happened last time in our dear little D&D campaign?
Well, last time on Hyrule Chronicles, episode 63, Renji and Hikan confronted Cassandra Summerborne at the Whitestone estate in Castletown. As she attempted to use a magic mirror against the two, they both resisted its effects and escaped the estate with a handful of papers and notices. Rendezvousing with Max, Zaiden, Mara, and Maxwell, they talked about what to do next. There was also the case of the missing children to investigate. Children going missing in Castletown. And the following day, the party went to the slums to find any leads. They discovered that the children disappeared as part of trades, and they track a man with a magical trinket. He led them to a shop that sold these items, and there they met a woman, a simulacrum, who sold addictive magic items to the townsfolk and moved children to a different place, one entered by means of a magic portal. Finding out that she had a dealing with the Twilight cartel, the party dispatched of her, and then used the magic portal to step into the chilly unknown.
Indeedy do. More appropriate as you step through the magic portal, the arcane energy is swarming around you as you feel yourselves moved bodily to another location. You arrive in what appears to be a small room, roughly 15 by 20 feet by 15 feet. And besides the teleportation circle upon which you are standing on, there is but one exit. Single door to the south. I believe so. Have a look. There it is. Top center of the map.
Have you changed the map?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Over here.
Odd. Still seeing
Refresh.
Hyrule Chronicles. The Hyrule Castletown.
Refresh.
So I will refresh.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
So we have a single door.
Single door. But is it the scary door?
I know.
Depends on what lies on the other side. But as far as you can see in plain view, thankfully you're all capable of dark vision because there is no light source other than the actual portal, magical circle that you are standing upon. It appears that the door in front of you is a standard wooden door braced by what appears to be iron brackets. Just a simple reinforced wooden.
Okay. Heck, we're gonna get the full mileage out of this thing. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts and see if I sense the presence of anyone beyond that door.
Okay, how far does Detect Thoughts go?
That is an excellent question, and one that I shall find out.
While you do that, I'm gonna listen at the door.
So if you perception.
15.
Seems awfully quiet. You do think you hear the occasional something that sounds kind of repeated, chittery, but otherwise, it's honestly quite quiet.
Does it have a keyhole to peek through?
30 feet, by the way.
30 feet. Okay, have a look. Do not seem to sense the presence of anyone beyond the door. There doesn't appear to be a keyhole. In fact, it appears that this door is not locked.
I'll try to quietly open it then.
Meanwhile, I'll have my rapier at the ready.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, Zayden. Quietly open.
One thing I've been trying to remember is whether or not it's just the last spell I cast was Pass Without Trace. Do you remember how long ago that was?
Hours.
Yeah.
No, I think it was as we were entering the
Yeah, you
the
cast
shop.
Pass Without Trace to get into the basement unseen.
Oh, so it's still up.
It should still be up.
As Trace was still up. We cast it when we left the wasp's nest to follow the
25.
guy. You said that it wasn't over when we got into the shop, so
Yeah. Okay.
25.
25. Yeah, you turn the handle and push the door open with nary a sound as you. I was on the wrong. Tried to remove.
Oh no, what did you delete?
Someone's passive score in the Excel spreadsheet, but it's fine.
Hmm.
I
no.
just did undo and it got it back.
For some reason, I still can't load.
Oh no.
Can't load.
I can't load the map.
Switch to a different map
one.
and switch back.
Okay. I was gonna say I moved your token to see whether or not it didn't update on drop thing. Goes back here briefly. And then goes back. Yeah.
Okay, I do see this.
Excellent.
Okay. Excellent. I'm just gonna double check to see whether or not the token has light. It should do. Yeah.
It was just not loading in general. Like it was still setting like establishing server uplink.
Oh.
Just wasn't pulling you over.
It just
But
glitched out
yes.
of it.
Yeah.
As you open the door, you see before you what appears to be a stone corridor that stretches for quite a distance before it reaches a T-junction at the end with passages going left and right. Now that you open the door, you can hear the light, the quiet murmurings and giggles of several creatures that seem to be coming from that particular corridor.
Oh god, it's giggling, it must be evil.
Hmm.
Just-
Yes,
Often
sneak
does.
forward.
Okay.
there's no windows or anything in this hall,
No?
like that look outside. Okay, cool. And seal.
Everything going okay then, lad?
Nope.
No?
Yeah.
I am still in Hyrule Castle Town.
You're
What?
still in the castle town. Wow.
You said you changed map. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you went back to Hyrule Castle Town, then it loaded.
Ah,
Oh, go Hyrule, then back here again.
okay.
I
Alright, so I've changed the map. We're currently back on Castle Town. And change it back to the thing that we are on now. Is it still just saying server uplink and stuff?
I will have to restart Roll20 for a bit.
Oh, okay.
What are you
This is
doing,
weird.
Roll20?
I have no idea what Roll20 is doing, but do continue. I'm
Okay, I will move your token up with the rest of the group then. But yeah, Zayden and Hikan, as you kind of sneak forward and peer around the corner, you see what appears to be two groups of bokoblins, two trios of bokoblins. They are giggling to themselves, but they're not like in a hyperactive sort of nudging each other energetically sort of thing. They're just kind of sitting on the floor, grasping their weapon in one hand and just sort of just almost giggling to themselves as if they're in some kind of stupor.
Is there something wrong with them?
It's possible. Make an insight check.
Are they drunk?
Uh, 18.
15.
Yeah, with both of you kind of analyze the bokoblins themselves, and you determine that they may be inebriated, perhaps just kind of in a hypnotic state. They're clearly finding something funny, but they don't have the energy to look around and be alert. They're just kind of sitting there, minding their own business as they kind of just stare off into space and giggle.
I will whisper to Renji and Max, a couple of groups of bokoblins, they seem a bit funny.
Hmm.
Funny, what kind of funny?
Like, I don't know, they could be drunk, I guess. Maybe something. I don't think I've seen anyone use hypnotic pattern or a charm effect like that. I don't think we've used that spell. But
Do you still have detect thoughts active?
oh shoot, it lasts a minute, but I can do it at will.
Okay.
I will
Maybe
cast
see what they're
Detect
thinking about.
Thoughts.
Okay. It's an
Do we
intelligence
want to
save
know?
for them, isn't it?
That's only if I delve deeper. I learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what's on its mind at the moment.
Okay.
Which is what we want to know right now.
All right.
Yeah.
You try and scan the surface thoughts of the creature. There aren't any. Perfectly blank.
You're not thinking about anything. And are there any others that aren't hidden behind 2 feet of stone or a bunch of wood within 30 feet, like over here where I can't see or anything?
Give me a sec. So poking around the corner, you like even looking around the corner, you can see that there's a trio over here, and there's a trio over there. But the only ones that you can get to that are in range are the ones who are over here, and they all seem to have nothing as part of this as far as their surface thoughts go. The others are slightly out of range.
Yeah, their minds are blank too. So,
Is that weird?
Usually.
I don't know. I think everyone's thinking about something sometimes, most of the time.
Given
I
their
don't really
current-
know how to not think.
Yeah,
So
me
given their
neither.
current state, we could either sneak through quite easily, or if you're feeling confident, looking back at Renji, you could convince them that we're meant to be here and they should get out of our way.
I can
Max is
look like a
spoken
bokoblin.
before.
Yeah, I speak Blin. I can ask stuff.
We can try that.
What should I ask?
Which way to where to put the kids?
Okay. About corridor. This way, was it?
Yeah, so those are the
Yes.
the 3 closest.
Stay
Ooh,
close to
everyone's
Max.
to say,
I
you.
ready in action to throw a hand axe in case one of them approaches Max aggressively.
Okay.
Just to say in Blin, you.
As you say that, the giggling stops. And they kind of like freeze in place. And after a disconcerting amount of pause, they turn to look at you all in unison. And it's not just them either. Hikan, you can see in the other direction that the 3 over here also stop their giggling and turn and look.
Why you gotta
And
make it creepy?
There's a there's a kind of robotness about them. They're kind of just, they feel automated in a sense. And as they kind of regard you briefly in a moment, they all collectively stand up with weapon in hand. And I'm afraid we're going to have to roll some initiative.
As they stand up, can I back up 5 feet?
Yes.
This is good here.
Does that trigger my held action?
You have a high enough passive insight to note that yes, that would probably trigger your held action.
Excellent. The one that was closest to Max when this started was this one here?
Yep.
So that is where one of the hand axes is going. That would be a 14 for 8 slashing damage.
That hits. The axe collides with this thing's body, but it doesn't yelp out in pain. It just seems to kind of recoil as one would when hit with a hand axe, and then stand straight again and prepare to attack. And I will roll initiative. 10.
Zayden double-clicked initiative.
Yep. Because I have advantage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to turn that on in the sheet.
It counts as a skill check, so if you click advantage on it, it will allow you to do it, but I don't know how to do it
Yeah, where
specifically
you
for
click it-
advantage.
You click where it says at the top where it says roll, normal, advantage, disadvantage, blah
So
blah.
I
blah.
can't do
Top.
it.
Yeah, you'll have to manually go back to selecting the roll 2 thing afterwards, though, which is
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but it's the only way we can figure it out at the moment.
Or you could just roll twice and type in the number.
Yeah.
That seems to be the best so far.
There are a multitude of ways.
Do this one. Okay. So, first up we have Zayden Shari. Max, you're on deck. What do you want to do, Zayden?
I shall activate a protective barrier of fluff.
I approve of this giant bear-shaped shield.
Oof.
It is a very good shield. It shall engage a protective bite and a protective stab.
Is that all? I'm guessing it's the only one that's right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So both of those hit, and you just tear this bokoblin asunder with your mighty jaws and claws.
At the moment, I am wanting to do non-lethal damage because I figure I could dispel magic and maybe get some sense out of them.
Okay. That is fine.
And I'm done,
Just
Okay.
bap him with your claw hand like a cat.
basically.
Max.
Okay. Any range counterbear is that?
I like this setup. They can't flank me.
I'm going to step back from this fight a bit and aim at this bokoblin
Okay.
to back up Hikan on this side.
Yep.
I'm gonna use. I want to save my spells, so I just need a fireball to know.
Okay.
15 fire damage on
Nice
28.
hit. Excellent. You.
That should have
lo-
been 27. I'm taking the because I don't have my staff right now.
Okay. You raise your hand and fire a fireball. It whizzes through the air, briefly illuminating the corridor as it collides with the bokoblin, who staggers back a little bit as a kind of burning patch of flesh is left on like the upper torso near the right shoulder. Still no cries of pain, but you can tell physically this bokoblin is grievously wounded.
Since Hikan's detect thoughts would still be active, does he hear anything from their minds?
Surface thoughts seem to actually have something this time around, and it appears to be a rather specific command of destroy intruders.
All right. Good to know.
Okay.
Is that a specific, like, destroy?
Yes, exact
Okay.
words, destroy intruders.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do on your turn, Max?
For now, no.
Okay. Renji.
Yes. So, there's 3 bokoblin to my right here,
Mhm.
and then there's 2 over here.
Yes.
Okay. So, with Zayden taking on the ones to my west, I am going to rush the other side to the other side of the room here. I will dash to here.
Okay.
Then I will slash at this bokoblin, or well, not so much slash as pierce,
Okay.
with my rapier first. That is a 16 to hit.
Okay. That definitely hits. Are you going for lethal or non-lethal?
Ooh, I don't think with bokoblin that Renji is making a distinction there, so it'll be lethal damage.
Okay. So you rush forward. You kind of move to the more southern wall, hop up, and kick off the wall for as much leverage as you possibly can, and stab forth into this bokoblin. You can see the light drain from its eyes before its entire form pixelates and dissipates into twilight energy.
Before before the Twilight pixel residue is completely vanished, I take another step and do the same to this guy.
Okay.
And that is a 26 to hit, again for 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And you know, I will use my sneak attack on this because rakish audacity. I can do that just now.
Okay.
So that would be 19 for total overkill.
That's fine. The bokoblin itself doesn't appear to have been slain, but you've dealt it a lot of damage as you use your momentum from the previous attack to strike at their companion. You just kind of surge forward and put your weight behind the thrust of the attack, and you definitely feel like something break or snap underneath the bokoblin's chest, but it still remains standing. It's barely standing, but it's still going.
They got 20 health.
Interesting.
Oh, what isn't it?
No, it's a 3.
So if you had Hexblade's Curse, that would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a bonus action, so well, I dashed already, so nope.
Okay.
Instead, because I hit it,
Yeah.
I will now step back 1, 2, 3 steps,
Okay.
and it cannot make an opportunity attack against me
That's fair.
because of the fancy footwork.
Freaking mobile. Oh.
Swashbuckler.
Wow. Okay. All right. As you finish your turn, the bokoblins raise their weapons and prepare to make their attack. So what we'll do is we'll have this one move in and do a standard series of attacks with its cleaver, which would be twice against the big bear. 21 to hit for 5 slashing damage, followed by 16 for 10.
Yep.
Okay. And then, nice. And then this one's going to come in. Instead of doing a normal attack, it's going to overswing and put everything it has into its attack. It's called the big swing, which deals more damage if it hits, but leaves it vulnerable afterward. Okay, so it's 23 for 8 further slashing damage, and now everything has advantage against it on further attacks.
Oh no, we're not passing that tracing.
That's a shame.
Okay, and then this bokoblin is going to run forward to try and do a standard 2 cleaver attack against Renji. That would be 1, which is a miss, and then 2, natural 20 for a total of 16 points of slashing damage.
Well, that would hit.
Yep, somehow, despite its grievous wounds, it stumbles forward, misses you with the first attack as it loses balance, but somehow, fortuitously, at least in its case,
I think I get too overconfident, and it's like, haha, what is that about? Oh,
yeah,
you can do!
Indeed. And the other bokoblin is going to run over and do a big swing against Renji.
Oh no.
It kind of hops up into the air. 20 to hit for 9. Not rolling terribly well on my big swing damage.
Oh dear. Well, it does hit because I have my rapier and I have my rod, so I'm at 20 armor. At 18 armor class.
Okay. But that bokoblin now also grants advantage to anyone that wants to attack it. Okay. Let's see. So how far can these guys get? That one can get there at the very least. All right. So the commotion from the battle before you, Renji, you turn to see another bokoblin rush around the corner and make its way to try and attack you. Going to swing at you only the once with its regular cleaver attack and miss.
Thank goodness for small mercies.
These and then Zayden, around your corner you also see a couple more bokoblins turn up. This one's only going to do one with its cleaver because it can.
Are they allowed to attack through that corner because there's a wall?
That's true, actually. Good point.
That's sort of why I stood here to. Oh, hello,
Check in the chat. Voice. Oh, chat.
Craig. No.
Oh, it's Craig. Oh no.
Oh no.
Give me a
Craig is
sec.
dying.
Craig has failed. How long ago was that? Oh, just now. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
now, I think.
Craig, join. Come back, Craig.
Now recording.
There we go.
Thank you, Craig.
Good bot.
Good bot. But yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So that guy will come around, but he can't technically reach around the corner with his buddy there. Another one's also going to come around, but can't reach you because his friends are in the way. So that'll be their turns. Hikan.
I heard that somebody decided to attack recklessly. I think that is a good idea for me to take advantage of that since the other ones are facing somebody with 25 health bars.
I mean,
So,
these two will probably take my next health bar, so I'll go back to being normal for a sec.
I'll back you up.
alrighty. So I will unarmed strike this one for 27 for 8.
Nice.
Once more, 27 for 9.
Nice. Still standing, but barely.
And you know what? Since I'm kind of getting the idea of how these things work, I will go ahead and spend a key point to Flurry of Blows. 27 for 8 more.
Okay, so that takes out the first one. You just rush in and just cause this guy to collapse backwards.
Given that I am kind of getting the thing that it suddenly orders in regards to it, Hikan will probably, now that he's seen people talk to Blins, will probably be doing non-lethal damage.
That's fine.
And then my last flurry of blows on this one next to Renji.
Okay.
20 for 9.
You kind of like, after finishing the first one, you just do a swift roundhouse kick that connects with this thing's jaw and it collapses to the ground unconscious.
Okay, so... I'm gonna look at Renji. Renji, do you got this last one?
Think so. Don't worry.
Cool. And then I will use my remaining movement to get behind the bear.
Okay. Zayden.
It is my turn.
Okay, I shall repeat upon this guy. Does it roll 2 with the bear? Maybe. No, it doesn't roll 2 with the bear. Okay. Advantage. Bite and claw.
Okay. Oh yeah, the guy at top.
Yes.
Yeah. So you deal a grievous amount of damage to this bokoblin.
Damn his
It's-
2 health.
Yeah. Still stands defiantly against you, despite being horrifically wounded.
Okay, and I will consume 1 first level spell slot to gain a D8 of health. And
Nice.
see if I get a 1. Oh, okay.
That
Hey.
works. That works out fine. But yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Max.
Okay. Hmm. That's not gonna work, that's not gonna work. God, I wish there was a lightning range cantrip. So I'm gonna... What's that? That is VS. Okay, I'm gonna magic missile.
Okay.
First start. That's doing it wrong. Hang on.
Okay.
Calculations are on that. Okay, that one's against this one. The one with advantage.
Okay. Yep. That they have the missile collides with them and they topple backwards on top of their fallen companion.
And then the next two will be at the other one.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Nice.
5 and 3.
Glorious. This guy.
Max is moving his hands like he clearly hasn't done this without a staff for a while.
Yeah. Like a series of like forced habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, the missiles swiftly surge over the bear and slam into this bokoblin, causing it to kind of stagger backwards as you land your strikes.
This way to back up Renji in case more come this way.
Renji.
Seeing Max stepping closer, I actually move over here,
Okay.
get some more room to move, and I will go and attack twice with my rapier on this dude.
Okay.
That's a 28 to hit.
That hits.
And that's a natural 20, by the way. So
That is a natural 20. So
that is at least a 12 piercing damage,
yeah,
plus 10 sneak attack damage.
that utterly defeats this bokoblin. You just kind of like swing around, and as it prepares to strike, as an opening becomes available, you just slam the rapier into it, and much like the previous one, it just pixelates away.
Okay. So then I move over here and don't notice anything outside of my point of view just yet. So I will use my dash action to move over here.
Oh god, he's gone.
Okay.
I've just run. I'm rushing through these corridors.
Okay. Yeah. You see
Hey, come
more or
back.
less. You see more or less that the corridors themselves are fairly uniform, basic unkempt flagstone that just kind of is and there's no torches anywhere. All you see are a series of doors. This one in particular is probably fancier than any of the other doors that you might have seen while in this particular location. But otherwise, yeah, you don't seem to see any other bokoblins or any other features within these corridors besides the doors.
All right, thank you.
No worries. The bokoblins goes. This one over here is going to take a 2 swing at the bear. So gets a 18 to hit for 8.
Yep.
Followed by a 13 to hit for 7. Your AC must be higher than 13, right?
No, it's 12.
Oh wow.
I'm there.
Okay. I guess.
My better forms are all huge, so they don't fit.
This bokoblin's going to run over and also going to attempt its big swing. Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the
So-
excess damage goes over, so that's 16.
Yeah, so 16 excess damage as it hops up over its companion and with all of its weight and might slams into your bear form, dealing a grievous wound. It does grant advantage to any attackers against it now, but otherwise, yeah, that was
So you were saying about them not doing much damage before?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Plenty of damage.
Plenty of damage. But yeah, this bokoblin will kind of like force its way past its friends, saying, "Ah!" and try and get to there. Will try and cleave you a couple of times if it can. The first one, 14 to hit for 13. Your AC must be higher than 14 in your base form.
18.
Okay, that's good. And it will try again. And does worse.
Got that kind of rolls.
Yeah.
Just so intimidated by that other guy's massive hit.
Yeah. Okay. And that'll be the Bokoblin's goes. They can't.
It's helpful if I unmute myself. Now that the funnel thing is stopped, Hikan will go right in between all three of them, and I'm going to focus on the one that I have advantage on with my unarmed strikes first.
Mm-hmm.
27 for 8, 12 for 8.
The 12 sadly misses.
Okay,
Very
and 19 for 8.
19 for 8. Okay. It still stands, but is now suitably more punch drunk than it was before.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
That is turn.
All right, Zayden.
I am going to test whether or not this actually works, and I will target this bokoblin right in front of me, and I will attempt to dispel the magic messing with his brain.
Okay. All right. Give me. And you're casting it as a third level spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a ability check using your spell casting ability, which
I forget if this adds proficiency or not.
I don't.
It does not.
Alright.
The only thing that adds to it is Bard's Jack of all trades.
Darn you rolls.
So you.
Oh wait, I'll use up this inspiration I apparently have.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when I got that, but apparently I had one.
That's fine.
Yay.
You kind of like you wave your hands and speak your spell. You can feel the magic take hold of something in this bokoblin's head, and it seems to resist at first, but you push the magic as far as it can go. After a brief moment, you feel something like it feels like crushing something within your hands, and then after
I'll
a
probably
brief,
just have like a momentary worry there, because I imagined to do this, I grabbed his head.
yeah.
Like, oh god, did I crush its head? That was not my aim.
You but as you do this, the bokoblin just kind of like stops and blinks like, ah, what the, ah, and I will mark it with a little color thing to say that you've done something. You've removed a spell of some kind, and that one seems significantly.
What are its surface thoughts?
It's like, where the fuck am I? Is basically his surface thoughts right now.
Excellent.
But yeah.
Where am I? Who are you? What is happening?
Anything else you want to do on your turn, Zayden?
No, that's all. That's good.
Max.
Well, first I see Renji rush off into nowhere, and then I see Zayden spontaneously debed. So I'm just looking back and forth in the corridors, wondering which way to go. I'm gonna assume you guys maybe got this. I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Come down here and see where Renji went. And catch up a bit with Dash.
Okay.
Say, where are you going?
Like trying to figure out where these bokoblins were coming from,
Okay.
but
Okay.
like don't seem to be any right here.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Renji.
Okay. I will, in my with Max catching up to me, continue on, and I will move here first, and
Okay.
seeing fresh new targets.
Did the same targets as before.
Well, not to me. I will move up here. Given that, yeah, there's no one else within 5 feet of me but this one, I can just do the greatest hits. And by greatest hits, I mean my rapier.
Yeah.
So one attack, 24 for 10 piercing damage on this one.
Okay.
Was that with advantage?
No, that one was not with advantage.
It would be.
Yeah, because you're flanking if you can.
Yes, then...
We have a murder sandwich, so you have double advantage.
Yes, I do. Hold on. I don't seem to be able to set that up right now, weirdly enough.
So
Just roll two
roll
multi-20s
again,
and see if you
and
get it.
yeah,
I have to roll twice then, because
that's fine.
24,
Okay.
and it's still 10 points of piercing damage.
Mhm.
For the first attack. This one is still alive?
Still alive.
Okay. Then I'm going to do that again, and this time I will go and add sneak attack with it as well. So, 1, 2, 3, 26 to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll use the first roll for my piercing and sneak attack damage. So that's 13 points of damage total for this one on my second attack.
Once again, with a decisive strike, it disintegrates into toilet pixels.
And I will move over here.
Okay.
Although, no, I will move over here.
Okay. Next up is the Goblins goes. The one that you've dispelled magic seems genuinely confused and is now surrounded by a group of people and is watching one of its companions attack someone else and is like, I don't get this at all. So he's not going to do anything on his turn. He's genuinely confused. The other one, however, is still under the effects of whatever spell is holding them. And with the only person in range being Hikan, is going to attack twice with its cleaver against Hikan.
Excellent.
21 to hit for 10.
Just hits.
And then 15 for 5. So it misses the second one.
Nope.
You kind of, you roll with the first hit and kind of just duck under the next one as it collides with the wall with a pang. And that will be its go. Hikan, you no longer get advantage against it because of the detrimental effects of the big swing have thus far ended, but he's still not doing particularly well health-wise.
So, as Hikan kind of rolls out of the way, spinning, he hooks his foot against the ankle of the first of this bokoblin who's still under the effects, pulling him towards him, and then grabs him by the head and just pushes him downwards for 13 for 7?
A 13 is a hit, and a 7 is enough damage to take it out. It had 6 hit points left.
Like I said, I'm doing non-lethal damage, so it's just whack right on its...
Bam! This kind of collapses to the ground. And with that, everything seems to fall silent around you as no further attempts by bokoblins are made within the span of this particular instance. The one still conscious bokoblin looks at all of you and is this your place? Where am I?
Do you speak common?
Yes, I'm speaking it right now.
That was a question aimed at the DM.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not a
Then,
human
yes, he
goblin.
is. He is
Shut up.
speaking. He is speaking common.
I'm assuming initiative's over. So
Yes.
I'm right.
Yeah. I'll remove the turns here.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, we don't know where we're at either. We jumped through a flashy circle and we're trying to find our way around.
Ah. Well, that is interesting.
We're on the look for missing children.
Right.
Seems they've been ending up here.
Huh. And you guys don't know where we are, do you?
What's the last thing you remember?
Well, me and my buddies. And he kind of like looks around at the group of goblins around him and just like notices a couple of them
Renji
missing.
starts whistling.
Yeah. And it's like, well, it was kind of weird. What's the date today?
It is insert date.
Yep. He goes, ha! He counts on his fingers briefly. Says, that was like a month ago. Whoa! Sorry. So me and my buddies, we were in like our camp in Hyrule Field. And oh, sorry, this is
Where exactly in Hyrule Field?
it's somewhere in the west. I don't know landmarks. We were just in an open field with a nearby forest and stuff. It was nice, but we were just hanging out there, and then a trio, like 3 women, just turned up and started talking to us, and you know we were suspicious, of course, but then suddenly everything went well. I kind of blinked, and now I'm here.
Really tall, dark skin.
One of them. The others were
What
shorter.
about the other 2?
They were kind of like looks among all of you and then points to Max and says, they kind of had like those kinds of proportions and features, but green.
Like all green or?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Maximilian?
Well, they weren't like they were definitely women, and they were like older women, but they looked like Hylian, you know, but they were green and old, kind of creepy.
Okay, so not Maximilian, probably.
Would Hikan know of Kiyum and Kotake? Or Kome and Kotake? The Gerudo switchers that make up Twin Rova?
Make a... what's your passive history? 8.
8.
You might need a roll for that one.
Okay.
There's a decent chance it'll be better than what it is. 11.
11.
You've heard that King Ganondorf's current caretakers are a pair of twin Gerudo witches by the name of Kobe and Kotek, but you definitely know them as Gerudo, not Hylian.
Okay. Because it's like green skin was like, oh, 64 graphics made him look green. But
technically, like in some iterations, Ganondorf is also green as opposed to It's...
I was just thinking you had like done a original character and made a third witch sister.
Oh no.
You don't know that. This dungeon isn't over yet.
I mean, it's wild speculation, but it's speculation nonetheless.
Max is gonna just ask, did any of them have to say any names?
The Gerudo did. Yeah. They had their name was Zilla. At least that's what they introduced themselves to. Didn't bother to introduce the other 2 though.
I don't know who that is.
Zilla is the person who was giving orders to the Snow Lady and to Cassandra.
Right.
Okay. Well, I think these two are still breathing. Hikan looks at the one who's totally got like the back of his skull cracked and one that's half mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
And I think those two over there still are, but I think we gotta keep looking around. So if you want to stay safe, I should stay over here. Or, I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, like, hey, you guys got in here, like, voluntarily, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, clearly you guys know the way out. And I sure as hell don't know how to get out of this place.
It would put you in the middle of Castletown.
Oh. Well, we're
You might
screwed,
wanna-
aren't we?
You might want to wait until we come back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let me just...
And he just kind of like leans down and grabs like the most intact one of his companions. Like,
I'll just move them over here. So they're out your way.
Do they have any keys on any of them?
The bokoblin that you're speaking to kind of pats himself down and he says,
No, I don't seem to have anything else. Let's see.
and just kind of goes through the process of having a look through all the others who are currently unconscious.
We will
move his
do with the dead
friends.
ones.
Yeah.
Just a question.
Hmm.
How hungry do you feel?
Honestly, I feel fine. Like, the last thing I remember before this was we just finished eating a bulbos thing. Really tasty. But yeah, I mean, I feel fine.
All right.
I would suggest tying up his unconscious friends just in case they wake up and are still possessed.
I mean, sure.
I will also provide him with a good berry for himself and each of his companions.
All right.
And inform him it
Yeah.
lasts as one entire meal.
Okay. Wait, I'm just gonna remove the ones who have been twilighted. Oh, and yeah, so the bokoblin will drag his companions over here. Just kind of like slide them up against a
I will
wall.
help.
Yeah.
I look a little bit sheepish as this happens.
Max doesn't even blink.
Yeah, you successfully defeat a collection of goblins. Quite a few, in fact. You have many directions in which you can go. What do you do?
I suggest we go and try over here because that was one of the corridors that have not been explored yet,
And it was more guarded in a way.
and seems to have a door here.
Okay,
It does indeed.
listen at the door.
Okay, perception check if you're listening
You
at the door.
like me to listen? Okay.
17.
Okay. With a 17, you hear a variety of things. You hear of what is effectively a chorus of sobbing, quiet sobbing, from young voices, as well as a deep, repetitive rumble.
I hear what I think is the children and some deep rumble. Everyone be ready for another combat, I think. And I will
Very
slowly
well.
and carefully open the door.
Okay.
I will take out my shield and equip it.
Oh, I also gathered my axe that was buried in his friend's skull.
That's fine.
Good thinking.
You open the door and you see before you a room lined with large cages. Inside these cages appear to be a collection of small humanoids, children of Hylian descent, seemingly just kind of sitting in pairs in each of these cages. They do not look happy. But what catches your eye most is what lies at the opposite end of the room. This mass of fur and scale just lying in this kind of dirt area at the other end. It appears to be this bizarre amalgamation of a trio of creatures. You see 3 heads, 1 goat, 1 dragon, and 1 lion, and it just slumbers quietly. The rumble is its snoring.
Can't see it yet.
I can't actually see it with my token either.
I can see.
Yeah, so Renji's dark vision might be far enough for him to actually see the
Hold on.
creature at the end.
I couldn't see this as like for my token, yes, but not as I do not have Devil's Sight. I have Eldritch Sight currently.
Oh, I thought the elf statue were based off of was a drow, which is why I gave you 120 as opposed to 60.
No, that wasn't my Devil's Sight. I did have it
Ah.
originally, but
Okay,
I switched
well,
it out.
I will deprive you of your super sight then for now.
Oh no! Woe is me.
Okay, so since none of you
I
can
did
see
put
it,
this in- I did put
disregard the
this in-
thing I just said.
Okay,
We
we just
took
hear a snoring.
Yeah,
Rumbly.
Oh dear.
a rumbly bestial snoring that seems to emanate from the opposite end of shrouded by darkness.
I would like to sneak into the room.
Give
Sounds
me.
First, I'm gonna.
Do any
reapply
of the
this to us, I
children
think. It's
Thank
worth
you.
it.
Much appreciated.
31.
Do any of the children see us as we
24.
open the door since we didn't open it sneakily?
I did open it sneakily. I specifically said that.
Okay.
18.
Well, in that case, we'll utilize your previous stealth that you've just rolled in conjunction with this one. So no, none of the children seem. They seem tired.
Okay.
Max is looking on the wall for anything that looks like keys for the cages.
Give me a perception check.
14.
Your 14, sadly, does not yield any success. It seems the walls of this place are flush, perhaps with the exception of large claw-like gashes that seem to carve into the stone.
Gonna raise a finger to one of the gashes and like, that's big.
I would like to go
Are there
past
Go
to the entrances in the cage here
Mm-hmm.
and to see if I notice, like, if I can open it.
Now Max stops because he can see it.
Uh-huh.
To get to here. Ah. Oh, that's a lot of bodies next to it.
As you kind of examine the lock, it appears to be a standard lock. It's just that the keys must be located elsewhere, like on somebody else's person.
Max is gonna look over to where Andrew is and goes, Reggie, no, shh, shh, shh.
I was going to try and pick it, but nope.
He just points in this direction.
I look through the bars and oh dear.
Just kind of slumbers next to what seems to be a pile of bloodied bones, a sizable pile of bloodied bones, as just and just keeps snoring. It doesn't seem to have noticed you at all just yet. Slumber.
Squint over there and see if there's anything that looks like a key behind it.
Give me another perception check.
17.
There doesn't appear to be kind of key on the opposite wall.
Just sigh, like, okay, no keys back there.
I move closer and I say, should we attempt to open the gates? I have some thieves' tools.
So do I.
Okay, I bet.
Where do we keep them?
Do you want to get?
Where do we keep them that's safe?
outside of here at the very least.
Yeah.
They can go back through the portal.
We should open the closest ones first, perhaps.
All right.
If it wakes up, I will be the ones
Poseidon?
in danger.
Do you want to come stand closer to it in case it does wake up with me, so we can slow it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take the top one, I'll take the bottom one. Is
Alright.
that okay?
I guess if we be here, because that's like as close as you have to get to open the cage as well.
The doors are here.
Oh.
The doors are
Facing
all
it.
facing towards the creature.
In which case, just here.
All right.
Actually, if we don't stand together because it's got a dragon head, it must have a dragon.
Actually, as you mentioned that, Sidon, give me another perception check.
Max is definitely keeping that dragon head in the corner of his eye.
Hmm.
You notice, surprisingly, that of the damage that seems to have been dealt to this room, presumably by this creature, you don't notice any scorch mark.
I'll use my telepathy to inform the others of this and muse that perhaps whoever's keeping it here has tamed it to not use its dragon breath because it doesn't want the children harmed.
That's just cruel. Both parts.
So, for those picking locks,
The
I would,
instant I see an eye open, I'm going to attack it.
I would like a dexterity-based, either a dexterity-based Thieves' Tools check or a sleight of hand check in order to pick these locks. And then, in addition, I would also like a stealth check in order to keep quiet.
Okay.
17 stealth.
17 stealth. That's fine.
Ooh.
You can't nat one on skills.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
So, I'm not going to worry about stealth then, because that's going to be good. 12 on Thieves' Tools and 10 on stealth. I rolled a 2.
You still have pass out.
Oh, so 20.
20, yeah. So you
That's
kind
why the 7 isn't a concern.
Yes, that's why the 7 isn't.
Yeah.
That's
I
So-
knew this would be worth it.
Hmm.
Yeah, Max, with the 24 on your Thieves' Tools check, you just very quickly, expertly click, 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 and then just slowly and quietly open the door.
So, and I'm just, as I open, I'm like, shh, we're getting you out of here. Be quiet.
They kind of look to you. They
They can
nod
just see a pair of
slowly.
glowing blue eyes in the dark.
Yeah, because they're all rounded, Hylian children. They
Yeah.
cannot see. But yeah, so as you do that, they kind of nod very quietly and simply, they won't move just yet. They will wait for your command. Renji, with your Thieves' Tools check, it takes you a little bit longer to get through this one door, but eventually you get through, and you quietly open the well, just as quietly as Max, and see two children kind of or look up
It's
to
okay.
the moving door.
It's okay. We're here to get you out. Please be quiet. And I step away
Come on, this way.
and say, like, please get out. We're going to get everyone out. And I point for them to go out in that way.
Since
Please
I'm pretty sure they can't see, I'm just like, I'll lead them out. Come on.
Okay, that's okay. That's good. Put hands on each other's shoulders and follow our friend here.
Max will hold out a hand for them to follow.
And I will go and move towards this cage to attempt the same trick.
Okay. So once again, I need Thieves' Tools and Stealth.
Just a question: do we really need to roll stealth if a 17 is enough?
That's fair.
I can't roll below a 19 with pass without
Yeah.
trace.
You can't fail with the
I
Stealth.
also can't roll lower.
Yeah, that's
an
fine.
18 on my Thieves' Tools for
By
this
the way,
one.
I'm going to, out here, light a torch so they have some light and hand
Yeah.
it to one of them and say, I'm going to go back in for others. Wait here. Don't make a sound.
But yeah, with the 18, that's perfectly fine. Now you got a bit more practice in, you
Mhm.
and just managed to get the door open, split.
All right.
17 on thieves' tools.
As you're kind of concentrating on the thieves' tools, as you kind of try and break the lock, you're somewhat distracted as you kind of find yourself glancing back towards the dragon's head of this composite creature, and you kind of sit. I'm gonna need another skill check.
That and children in cages is not good for Max.
Yeah. This is a
Dra-
this is a heavy topic
Dragons
for
plus
Max.
his past.
Yeah.
7 and then 16.
Yep, that's fine. Eventually you manage to steal yourself and get the lock open.
Gonna leave these out the same way.
Okay. I'll just drag them outside.
Yeah.
You guys have probably got the stealth bit down pat enough for them to.
And they can see the light to go to now.
Yeah.
And this one. 15.
15 and 13. Okay. Yeah. Once again, it takes a little bit of time getting through these specific locked doors, but eventually you do manage to break open the lock and pull the door open quietly, carefully.
And leave them out.
I'll put outside. They all
Well.
escape carefully and quiet.
I motion to Zayden and Hikan, like, hey, it's all good. Everyone's out.
Where we're standing, can we see anything in the
Hi.
body pile apart from just bodies?
Make a perception check.
I would like to do that as well.
22.
22.
You kind of like try and peer through, and it is a fairly decent pile of bones. You can't see anything immediately. You theorize that if there is anything within that pile, you would have to dig through it.
Make eye contact with Zayden and then just slowly shake my head.
It's like,
We'll just leave then.
Your nest gonna ask Liz, like, is everyone okay?
they, in a sense, most of them just kind of nod. But you can tell that, like, one thing you notice quite quickly is the fact that they're not malnourished. They seem to be well fed, very well fed. In fact, some of them seem to be maybe a little bit overweight, but they are tired. It's unsure as to what that might be. Like, if the stories about glassy-eyed children being the envoy of this last specific member of the cartel is anything to go by, it might be that they just haven't had the rest while they were being utilized as these kinds of messengers and envoys. Alternatively, you could think that they have tried their damnedest to stay awake while in the same room as that monster.
Do you know what's happening here?
They shake their head. They have no idea.
So Hikan will approach the one with the torch and kind of squat down to get to their level.
Mhm.
And hi, did you hear anyone say a name or say anything that sounded weird or strange to you? It's okay if you didn't.
Sure. They
Okay.
sometimes would come in and this would be really kind of they didn't feel spoken along sort of They just have emotions.
It's like what happened to the goblins.
Give them instructions. That's it.
Did everybody come back when they were done? Okay. Okay.
There,
Well,
there has to be.
okay. Well, we're gonna keep looking, okay? I want you to hold on to that torch so that way everybody can see. And I'm gonna take you to a room with a circle, okay? And we're gonna pass by some scary looking people. They're pretty nice, okay? Because they also were under the magic and we tried to help them. Don't be scared. We'll get you, okay? How heavy do these kids look?
Average to slightly above average weight for a child. Like each of you could probably easily carry at least one or two of them.
Nice has come to the front as well.
I'd like to carry 2 of them if I could.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
I'll help carry one.
Okay. And I will say as
Max won't carry any of them because his hands are a bit sparky right now.
yeah.
I'll just shut this door.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dunk. I'll put a thing back over thing.
That's a later problem.
Yeah,
That's not our problem.
that's a problem to be sure, but
Okay, it's
but-
gonna wake up and be very confused.
If Max does look at Hikan, despite the fact that Hikan's doing his best to kind of like bounce on his heels and kind of make things a bit more jovial or happier, he is very stern-faced and glaring. It's not as impressive as a Max glare, but not much is.
so what I will
will
say,
So you could select all the children.
yeah, so what I'll say is because there's not really much danger between you and the way you came in, and it is a standard teleportation circle, which you've discerned previously, so you know that it can go back the other way if you need it to. You are able to get all the children out of this dank, horrible dungeon. What instructions do you give them when you get to the other side?
I believe we asked Mara to
Who
come
looks
over
the
and
oldest?
help. So
Funnily enough, the oldest one looks to be the one with the torch that you had given them.
Stick together. Don't all just run
Hey,
off in
what's your
different
name?
Yeah. George?
Hi, George. My name's Hikan. Okay, guys. So, George has the torch, so stay next to George, okay? There's not many guards out right now, but if you find one... Oh. I didn't think about what to do or where they should go.
Is Mara gonna be there? Hopefully.
Mara, from what you remember last time, Mara ran off to grab some guards or somebody, maybe even Larson, in order to come back and secure the place while you went inside.
When you get to the other side, just wait there. Someone should come along to help you. One of them's called Mara. She's the
Renji,
lady.
can you show them what Mara or Mr. Larson Graves looks like, real quick?
Yep. Okay. And I move towards the
Do a
torchlight.
magic trick.
And still wearing the hat, but it is disguised as an ear cuff. I move my hand across my face, and my clothes like billow out, and instead of me, there's now Mara standing there. Oh, hi, and the voice is basically like perfect. Hello, I'm Mara. I'm a friend. And then I do the same thing hand across my face, and I turn into the armored form of Larson Graves. And again, in his voice, say, "I am Chaplain Larson Graves. I can be trusted." And then I turn back into myself again. I'll just completely dismiss the disguise self magic so the hat is visible now.
Okay. With that instruction in mind, you like the children say, George. Hey. Yeah. Thank you. And they are safely stowed away, out of harm's way, at least for the time being, on the other side of the.
Don't say that.
And yeah, that leaves you to your own devices on this side, back in the dungeon. What do you do?
Mhm. All right.
You got straight to the right,
Mm-hmm.
down and to the right, down and down, or down and left.
Let's go down and left.
Okay.
Is there a door at the end of this?
There is.
We are still
It's the-
operating under Pass Without Trace, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. It's still in less than an hour, so it's okay.
It's basically going to last until I have to use it, or I get hit, or I have to use a different
Yeah,
concentration.
That's fair.
So you head inside and you open this door, and what it lies inside seems to be something that is utterly different from what you have experienced previously. Within
Yeah.
the room appears to be a giant gold circle with runes embossed into it, but otherwise there doesn't seem to be anything else around it, with the exception of a quartet of braziers which are unlit right now.
Can we guess at what this does?
Make an Arcana check.
I don't fucking know.
8.
Okay.
It's only
17.
I think it might be
Okay.
magic, guys.
I
It
don't know.
could very well be magic.
Renji, the first thing that comes to mind is it seems somewhat similar to the teleportation circle that you had encountered at the very beginning of the of this little dungeon of ours. It just
But it's bigger,
it is
right?
bigger and looks way more expensive and elaborate. You don't know exactly what the purpose of it is, but it is certainly like a part of you can guess that maybe it's the same thing. It is some kind of portal that is currently inert.
Okay.
Is it actually cracked, or is that just the image?
It is actually cracked.
Okay. That actually, would that give me a good impression, or would that be very, very bad?
Can any of us guess what this writing is?
Oddly enough, the language doesn't appear to be of any type of language that you are aware of. Any of you are.
Not even aware of it. Wow. Okay.
Using my telescope of translation, what does it say?
It appears to be a collection of magical runes that seem to be in a sequence of commands, and basically it's like magical code. But
It's a Stargate.
yeah, kind of.
Okay, I shall describe what information I get from the telescope.
I don't think we should be messing with this.
Probably not. It might be good if we leave here to try and jam the door so that they can't open it later.
Okay.
somebody use it if it's cracked like that?
It's possible.
Potentially.
It's just either it won't work or it'll work, but just have an unexpected result.
Hold on. Before the door closes, I want to try and see. Is this gold circle? Is it inlaid into the floor?
Yes.
With the cracks, is it possible to shift it so that it isn't making a circle any longer?
Yeah. So well, it would, but it would require it is a lot of gold. Like, it's not like it's fully inlaid into the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to move it, you would need a substantial amount of strength.
Okay, so what I'm
I actually have a
thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm thinking,
Are the symbols drawn or etched?
Etched.
Can I cast mending to unetch them?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know what? Have an inspiration, and yes, that's a very good. That's a very cool idea. I like that.
I wanted to try and cut off a bit of it like this, so that I can take this piece along with us.
You did that. I'll do the rest.
Good idea.
And start over here or something.
I'm imagining that, as Max is beginning, right before that, Hikan
I'm
just kind of
gonna
just shoves the javelin of lightning under one of the cracks and tries to lever it up. It's like, and Max is just like, no.
I'm just removing
I
a couple of symbols, not all of them.
Yeah,
Is this
Yeah.
a solid gold massive circle?
it appears to be. Yes.
We could loot that at some point.
Yes. Up to 500 pounds.
Well, we've got lots of bags of holding, actually.
We got lots of bags of holding, that's true.
We could probably just take this entire circle. but
Mine have some stuff in them.
It might take
Yeah,
a little
true.
while, so we'll come back to that.
Judging by the size and effort that were required to disassemble it, this would be a downtime activity sort of thing. If you were to go
Okay.
back.
Ooh, I have an idea. We could ask the Berlin if he wants to move in here and start dismantling for us.
So, whoop.
I don't know if you'd want to come back here.
Okay.
But yeah,
I also don't want to move his friends right now.
next place.
Hmm.
Okay.
There's a
Door
door
there.
here.
Yes.
Correct.
Also,
So-
a way over there, and a way up there.
Listen at this door.
Camera had not seen the room, but Explorer mode was on, so that's what the room looked like on the street there. I just realised that because I've got two separate windows, I have to manually flip over to one in the camera.
You also have to be the cameraman.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fine. Where did Khan go?
Under some.
Sorry. Down the middle.
I see it, yeah. Just quickly. Fine, so there we are. Okay. So, you move over to this door. This door in particular seems somewhat more elaborate than the others. But equally, it is unlocked.
Can I percept what is behind the door?
Give me a perception check.
So I tried.
19.
That's what the 21 is from Zygnus from as well.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. So the both of you hear what appears to be bubbling liquid.
That sounds like activity.
Any
Is it thick liquid or thin liquid? Because those do sound different.
Thick.
Okay.
So soup.
Yuck.
A goulash or something.
How many C's on this thick?
2. We'll not go overboard.
Okay, is there any
Okay.
movement of people or sounds of living things?
Just the bubbling of liquids.
Let's carefully open this door then.
Okay.
The last time that an ornate door was opened, bad stuff happened, and we had to take our stone friend home. So Hikan pulls out the javelin of lightning.
So you open the door. Inside what appears to be a cavernous room, mainly of dirt, except at some point the floor gives way to a copious amount of thorns. Atop a ridge appear to be three humanoids that are tending to, or each tending to what appears to be some kind of cauldron. Each of them kind of like tending to it individually. Two of them appear to be human in some way, shape, or form, but have these kind of haggard, greenish complexions. Like they seem almost like parodies of older, vicious women. And the one in the middle, however, is quite clearly Gerudo. It seems to be much younger than the other two, and is simply just watching quietly over her pot. But as you open the door, her eyes flick up and look directly at you, and she
Wait.
smiles.
I would have been opening it stealthily.
I know, but she can see the door right there. It's like the opposite side of the room with a clear shot.
Damn. She could be looking down at her cauldron and be like, must focus on my bubbling.
But
What
yes.
type of day is it?
It is. When you entered, it was, I want to say it was like midday-ish, because you guys went.
Dawn.
Yeah, it was before dawn, so it would be early morning.
Okay. As she smiles, Hikan just kind of looks nervously for a little bit, kind of half waves his hand and goes, Savota? Good morning.
Avrdal, please come in. This is interesting. Sisters, we have guests. And the other two look up and kind of just cackle quietly to themselves. There's so I'm going to hazard a guess and say that you four are among the ones who have been so adamant getting in the way of our little plan.
What were you doing with those children?
Making them huge.
That's not for you to decide, I think.
Oh, you quite contraire. I have quite the control over this little king. Over this. It's impressive, really, what people will do when they're desperate. Fact. Really.
I cast detect thoughts.
You are out of range of the Gerudo, but the
I meant to do the thing. I'm not rushing forward.
yeah. Yeah, so you're out of range of the Gerudo, but the two green women are kind of eyeing you. They're like, you can tell from their surface thoughts that they're basically assessing each of you for your own capabilities, and are just waiting for the command. But
Could I roll a passive performance check, or could I just like roll a subtle performance check to make it appear weaker than I am?
Sure, give it a shot.
I gotta use this somehow. Might as well. 21.
Nice.
He is clearly just a small boy we brought with us for no reason.
From a poor family. Spare him this life.
So, the Gerudo kind of like examines each of you, and still kind of holds that confidence. As now, this is a rather interesting. Ordinarily, in circumstances, I would be rather annoyed that not one but two of my commanding had been slain. But then again, in their own way, they were fairly useless.
Not like the kids you're brainwashing, right?
Well, like I said, they have their use in more ways than.
Where do they go?
Where do they go? Why, for a time, they spend it here. They spend it here where they are taken care of, they are fed. And in exchange, all they need to do is go on a couple of little errands for me in order to interact with the people outside, who in their own way are, well, as mentioned, desperation does a lot of things. And myself and my sisters especially have magic great at our disposal. And so
Desperation that you're exacerbating with addictive magic items.
perhaps a little. That's why the
And
war is so
war.
useful, isn't it?
Not really.
Oh?
Nah. Because, like, you sit there and you talk about people being useful, which, you know, disagreements on that stuff aside, people can't really be useful if they're getting hurt. Because
Well,
if they hurt their leg, they can't carry things. If they hurt their arms, they can't write or craft things. If they hurt their heads, who knows what happens. And if it just keeps going on, more and more people get hurt. And then you got people like Lord Grastel, who makes big things to hurt more people. And it just keeps going. And it doesn't even mention what happens to children, other children. So, no, it's not really useful.
perhaps. Although I'm supposing that the other two had given you some similar yet different spiel.
Indeed, they had. They were awfully sure of themselves, and they really didn't see the obvious truth that was staring them in the face. Honestly, I wonder if you'll do the same.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Quick question, since we've been in here for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're brewing stuff in the cauldrons, correct?
Yeah. And as you kind of stand in the room and notice something, the thorns that kind of coat the floor in front of them, they're writhing. Like ever so slightly, but they seem animate.
Would be able to.
Can I identify what they're probably brewing? I want to identify what they're brewing, if I can.
Sure. Give
Because
me.
I'm used to brewing things myself.
Yeah. Give me a brewer's kit check, maybe.
Based on
Wisdom.
excellent. 11.
You can't be sure. It might be that they are in the process of
It's
brewing
not
some more
alcoholic.
addictive potions, but exact details kind of escape you.
Okay.
But Zilla, you presume that the Gerudo woman here is Zilla. Leans forward a little over the cauldron and says, "There are a great many plans that have been going forward within this little kingdom, in the process of attempting to, well, continue economic control, though really, money is only secondary.
And what gives you the right to do that
Simple.
to so many people?
Because I have the ambition and the smarts to utilize it."
I knew someone who thought they had a lot of ambition and smarts too. They thought I'd be useful to them.
narrows her eyes slightly.
Do you want to see how useful I can be?
Max says, with his hand on his chest.
You look familiar.
In
Yes,
what
I think I
way?
had a dealing with someone who looked just like...
How's his scar?
I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Good, because you won't.
I'm gonna cast Storm Sphere
Okay,
on her.
Oh wow.
alright.
Centered there.
In retaliation, she will cast a 4th level counterspell to dispel it.
I will also counterspell that.
Oh,
At which point, one of the other hags counterspells a counterspell.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, you have
hate
burnt through 2 spell slots already.
You
on...
made me burn through 2 4th level spell slots for
Yeah,
nothing.
it is a coven.
We're fine.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
I do not have counterspell.
I
I'm sorry.
deserve it.
I can't do lightning bolts. I don't have my staff.
Oh.
If you just need a staff, Zidon can give you his.
It's too late now. We're fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what we'll do actually, because we are kind of going on a bit late, unless you guys want to overrun, we can call the session here because we are 15 minutes before our usual end time.
Fine doing the fight, but it's up to others.
How you feeling, Todd?
Tricky. I have changed my sleep schedule in such a way that I can stay up a little bit longer. I think I'll be fine for another 45 minutes tops.
Okay. If that's the case, then we can give it a shot, and then we'll just have to rearrange things. But in the meantime, everyone go ahead and give some initiative rolls, please.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. Zidon, who do you want to go first? Our dex is the same.
I think I should go first with what I have in mind.
Okay.
I mean, that might counterspell it, but wait, the counterspell. Ooh. Oh wait, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, very high initiative rolls in this entire process.
Dangerously high.
Dangerously high.
And here I thought I had a good initiative at 18. I'm last.
Okay.
Max is motivated.
Okay.
And Zidon wanted to go first if you can change that.
Okay.
So, I don't know what up with their cauldrons, but I had a very good idea on how to disrupt them.
Uh-huh.
Targeting these spaces and these spaces. I cast Tidal Wave.
Okay. Let's see. Wave area can be up to 30 feet long. Alright. Okay, so first we'll do the green hag first. 12. Should be fails. Then it's...
That was a dex save, but probably still.
Oh, was it a
fair.
dex save? Oh, I'm sure I clicked straight.
Hey, you click strength, it should be dex.
You did click.
Oh, it's a
strength.
dex. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm always thinking that push effects are like strength based, but that's fine. So that goes down to... That goes down by 3, so that goes down to a 9. So, didn't pass anyway. So she
25
takes...
bludgeoning, it's knocked prone, and her cauldron is just washed away in water.
Nice. Okay. And then Zilla, on her go. Going to roll a dex save. Gets a 16. So she only takes the half damage. And is still standing.
And if it matters, again, her cauldron's washed away in water.
Okay. Nice work.
And that's why I thought I should go first to not do that one to Hikan's face.
Hikan, did you want to move anywhere or bonus action anything?
I don't think we should be standing together, so I also don't really want. I'm gonna go over to here. Precaution. And bonus action. I'll just healing word myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Hikan.
Cool. How tall are the rocks that the hags are standing on?
They're roughly 10 feet tall. This is a big room.
It is a big room. I can scale that though. I can scale that pretty easy and still have plenty of room. Or
Yeah.
plenty of movement. So yeah. Because I want to get here. So
Okay.
I will do a couple of steps up, get over there. And then noticing that they countered the spells and stuff, Hikan's just going to be like, get rid of this one then! And I throw the Javelin of Lightning at Zilla. Use the word.
Okay. Let's see.
That would be a 17 to hit Zilla.
17 hit Zilla.
Low on damage, though.
So that is a so the green hag is going to be at disadvantage prone. Fails. So that is 10 lightning damage. And then Zilla also make a save. 12. She fails. She's going to use one legendary resistance in order to pass and take half damage. But she still takes the damage that she got from being hit with the javelin itself. So that's 5 plus 16 is 21 total damage.
And then the monk's going to do what the monk does, which is DPS and get rid of the adds. So that was one attack.
Uh-huh.
So here is my second normal attack. 17 to hit this, or sorry, 25 because she's prone.
Yep, so that hits.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. I'll save.
DC 15.
Nice.
Just barely. Flurry of blows.
Okay.
16 for 10.
You kind of, as you just kind of do one attack, you go for another one. You hear a sickening snap. And this hag lies still.
Okay. So that was... so how much movement would you... I was standing here. Would you say that getting here would have taken me?
I'd say add another 10 on top of that.
Okay, so 30. But I've already used my bonus action. I want to jump here onto this part of the rock. Because that's just at the end of my movement. No, actually, I have 10 more feet of movement because I use Flurry of Blows. And I'm still a Drunken Master. So yeah, I do want to jump there and then get right next to Zilla.
Okay. Grand.
And then last one, unarmed strike.
Okay.
18.
18. That is a hit for a grand total of 11 damage.
Cool. Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Goes for con save. Getting a 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
But we're getting information, so
that's fine.
that is true.
That's true. Okay. Hikan, Max.
Well, Max just cooked up a lightning storm and had nowhere to throw it, so he's not doing quite well right now. So he's gonna aim as much of that storm as is left in his blood at this one on the left. And he probably has a twig struck by lightning on him somewhere.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
24 lightning damage from a witch bolt in her fucking face.
Yeah. And it was the hag on the left here, right? Or Zilla?
Yep.
Okay.
Left. I can't reach Zilla from here.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Basically wouldn't be able to anyway, since I'm in the room.
Okay. So you reach forward and with righteous malice, direct harmful lightning towards this hag who convulses in pain as you hit with this spell.
And I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points to chase that up with. That's the wrong button. 6. With a firebolt. 18 for 13 damage.
Nice hit.
Basically, through the lightning is just a blast of fire.
Nice. That's great. Sweet. So, at the end of your turn, Zilla's going to use one legendary action in order to look to a one remaining hag companion and will bestow vitality. She reaches forward and with a muttering of arcane magicry, the hag restores.
Damn it, that's not a spell.
Yeah. A bonus 21 hit points. Like that hag is still like in a lot of pain from the witch bolt, but
Which is still going.
Yeah, still going. She might last a little longer than you would expect her to. And then on Zilla's actual turn, she's going to look to you, Hikan, and she's going to mutter something beneath her breath. A venomous string of words, and I would like you to go ahead and make for me a. Give me a sec. Apparently, the character sheet didn't actually load the spell description.
No worries.
I'd like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Excellent. 18.
Yep, you're fine. As these kind of dark, malicious, arcane chains appear out of nowhere and try to wrap around you, you center yourself and force them away. You have just avoided being hit with a hold person spell. So that would be that would be her action. On initiative count 20, Zilla will utilize a lair action. And Max, as you come in through the door slams shut behind you and locks.
Okay.
And then it's the one remaining green hag's go. On her turn, she's going to she's going to try and counter your spell, not actual counter your spell stuff, but she's going to try and counter your spell thing here with, let's see, let's see real quick. Make a ranged spell attack again. Okay, fine. Be that way. See if I care. See if I care, roll 20.
All 20 refuses.
I mean, nothing doesn't hit.
Natural 20. Okay, so the spell itself, she points forward and casts at you a sickly green ray. So she deals to. Oh, you counterspelled it. Never mind them.
I am burning through all of my fucking spells in this fight.
That's fine.
Worth it.
That's okay.
We avoided the Chimera where it will be
Boss
fine.
fight.
Yeah.
Bash just like pushes the light more. It's like no.
No. All right. So at the end of the green hag's go, Zilla's going to use one remaining legendary action, and with a wave of her hand, she casts forth a magical series of magical darts of energy towards Zayden, Hikan, and Renji. So Zayden, Hikan,
I haven't done
Renji.
anything yet.
As the magic missiles leave her fingers, you all take that amount of force damage. So top 2 for Zayden, 3 for Hikan, and then 4 for Renji. And
That's
that will-
just mean.
yeah. And then that will be it. Renji.
Well then, Renji is going to
Magic
move
missiles is in the name. Can I deflect it? No, I'm kidding.
15, 20, 30 feet of movement. I shout to Hikan, "Are you good there?"
Hikan thumbs up.
Okay, then I'll
His
step
eyes are
here.
not leaving Zilla.
Fair enough.
If you want to go help him, I've got this one.
Okay. Then I'm going to step towards Zilla by means of thunder.
Okay. All right.
And that is Constitution saving throw 16 for this fella. And that is 13. Oh.
Yeah.
So only 6 or 7.
There we
6 damage is rounded down.
6 damage. And I am behind Zilla, so flanking.
go. Okay.
That was my action. I don't have anything for bonus actions, I believe.
Hexblade curse?
Yes, thank you. I will Hexblade's curse.
Just because just because I did the blue magic the gathering deck at the start of all of this doesn't mean I won't help you guys win. Because I like it when you win.
I appreciate that.
I like it when I win too.
No. Players win. It's a good feeling.
Okay. So that Hexblade curse done. Anything else you can do?
I've moved, I've bonus actioned, and I've actioned. Nope.
Okay. Zaiden.
So, what she did gave me an idea, and I shall conjure up a spell as vines appear around both of them, casting Whole Person at 3rd level on both of them.
Okay, so we'll do the green hag first, because if she fails, there's nothing she can do about it.
DC 16, I believe, still.
Okay, so so the green hag has been held personed. I'll put the guys there. And then Zilla will also give it a shot. She fails, but she's going to use a legendary action to pass, or legendary resistance to pass instead.
I thought she might.
Yeah.
It's okay. I took it out the hag, more or less. Don't see any need to get closer to the hag, because I think Max will kill them. So I'm all good here, I think. Actually, can I reach Renji with a healing word? Yes. One healing word for Renji.
Thank you.
Very
What's
cool.
the healing word?
Heal!
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm not shouting at you, I'm shouting at yourselves!
Okay, Hikan.
This might come as a surprise. Actually, no. After the hold person spell fails to go off, Hikan angrily grabs at the javelin that's lodged in Zilla and pulls it out and starts stabbing at her. It's like, I am tired of that! And I'm just going to wail on Zilla, so 1 unarmed strike at advantage.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 13.
Nice.
I think the card
And,
I'm useful.
I don't know. Maybe she should try to make me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Get rid of these legendary resistances.
She fails and uses her last legendary resistance to pass instead.
Excellent. 20 for 7.
Okay.
And now that she's out of those, that means people can sit there and do that. I'm going to use a key point and flurry of blows.
Alright.
20 for 8 and 20 for 11.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, so you just just wail into Zilla as you keep fighting with quite the fury. Excellent.
That will be turn.
Alright.
I'm not leaving.
Okay. Max.
First action for
Mhm.
witch bolt damage.
Okay.
That ignore the crit. It's
Okay.
just 9.
9.
And then bonus
You
action.
cast it as 3rd level.
That,
You only
yeah,
get the
subsequent
1d12
12.
on the subsequent turns, regardless of the level, sadly.
and then bonus action. Spend 2
Oh.
sorcery points to quicken another 3rd level witch bolt.
Okay. Alright.
And if it
Well, you
hits,
have
it's
advantage
not
on the
crit.
attack roll, and if it hits, it auto crits.
Yeah. Where is it? There it is. So should I roll the damage again?
It won't matter,
Yes.
but do it because it will be fun.
So I'll just roll 2 more d12. Because I really want to know how much damage I made Witch Bolt to do.
36 damage as the form of this hag just blackens from the concentration of lightning, and
You can
they
see her bones!
crumble to the floor,
X-ray vision!
destroyed.
And then Matt is just there, wreathed in the lightning that's still coming out of him, and just glaring at Zilla. Just saying, they were not yours to play with.
At the end of your turn, she's going to use a legendary action in order to bestow vitality upon herself.
Have fun.
Flame sauce.
And on her turn, she's going to look to you, Hikan, who's been beating the crap out of her quite a lot, and with her, actually no, she can't cast spells because she's not coven anymore. So instead, what she's going to do is she swing at you with one of her claws. 21 to hit for 11 slashing damage.
21 hits. I'm impressed.
Oh,
She's
kind
not a
of-
hag right now, she's a Garuda.
tries to bat you away with her sharpened nails, and that will be the end of her turn. Initiative count 20. She's going to, she's just going to aim all of this ire towards you, Hikan. She's going to use her lair action. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, I'm ish okay at those. 14.
Okay, the DC was 15.
Damn.
That sucks.
And she kind of looks at you and is like, "Be gone!" And for the next while, let's say a minute, you are banished to a demiplane. From your perspective, everything just around you disappeared, and you're in this kind of weird blank space that doesn't seem immediately harmful, but is you're definitely not where you are or where you have been right now. On your
TM,
turn-
this is a very important question, and I must have this information for my mind image.
Uh-huh.
Does the void where Hikan now dwells have elevator music?
That's up to you. I'll put that in your hands.
In that case, absolutely yes.
Okay. The rest of you, however, she just...
It's a smooth jazz rendition of the Ocarina of Time shop theme.
Yeah. The rest of you, from your perspective, you just watch Zilla venomously tell Hikan to go away, and he did. He just vanished from the spot. And with him gone, she turns around to put her attention towards Renji. Which, speaking of, it is your go.
It is my go. So I gave Hikan advantage,
Mhm.
but now Hikan is gone.
Yep.
No
I
advantage.
still have advantage.
Mhm.
No, I do not have advantage. I have sneak attack still.
Yeah.
So, Twilight Rapier and Twilight Rapier.
Okay.
27 to hit for
Uh-huh.
a 19. And
She's cursed, so that's crit.
cursed is crit, yes. That is a total of 10 points of piercing damage and 18 points of sneak attack damage.
Which
And 3 points of Hexblade's Curse damage.
Nice.
So that is 31 points for
Yeah.
my first attack. And then second attack is a 10. I
10 to
doubt
hit
that hits.
is sadly not a hit.
Okay. I think I will stay here.
Okay. Alright.
And I say, you still have a chance of giving yourself up.
She kind of like grits her teeth as she kind of smiles and sneers at you. It's like, oh, I'm not done yet. Zayden.
Okay, good. So, next then, Sidon will tap his staff into the ground, and a series of bright lights and flashing colours will cover her gaze as I shall cast Confusion upon her.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
16 again.
She fails. She is confused.
Let's see, so now it must roll a d10 to determine how its turns go.
Okay.
And-
Anti-reactions must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns. So we will determine that when her turn comes around.
Hikan, his turn then.
Hikan, you can use your action to try and escape the demi-plane with a charisma saving throw, as you kind of try and will yourself back.
Okay. Well, I'm not there, so I'm going to go with the original plan, even though I know meta-wise she's now confused. So if I were to say, take the bottle of iodine that's in my pocket and soak the end of my cloak of protection, if I escape, could I throw it in her face to try to blind her? As a bonus action. If that is too much for a bonus action, that's fine. I still want to try to escape, but
It seems the prep would take up the action you would need in order to escape the demi-plane on this turn. You might be able to do it like if you voluntarily stay behind to prep and then try again next turn.
okay. I am going, or on initiative count 20, because that's what it says. Or otherwise they must wait. Or otherwise, I don't know. Bit of a weird thing, but I will try to escape. So Khan just kind of sits there, sits down, takes a deep breath, meditates, and nope.
No, you are still stuck there, I'm afraid. Yeah, it may take you a little bit of time in order to get back. But yeah. And I'm guessing that there isn't really much else you can do while in a harmless demi-plane. So we will.
Yeah, there's not much else that I can do. I believe it's a action to heal myself with my key. So
Okay. Max.
Max, with the lightning around him, not too dissimilar to Thor in Marvel's Ragnarok film.
Yeah.
Gonna see if he can come up here. 30 feet.
Okay. Give me. You know what? Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Alright, that's close enough. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
This time at second level. Crit witch bolt
How do you want to do this?
for fucking 45 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
ending this fight on a crit seems appropriate enough. How do you want to do this?
Witch bolt's actually good, guys.
Yeah.
I've never denied this.
But yeah, he's just, you know, his usual fucking pissed self. Now with extra fucking pissed. It's coming up there. How do I word what I want to say? Yeah, it's like
Screaming.
both hands go forward, the lightning coming out. It's like. It's hard to come up with something cool to say.
That's all right.
I know.
Basically, something along the lines of your time playing God with them is over in Draconic.
Nice.
And blast her into that water kind of rock or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a rock, right? The big thing.
Yeah. You kind of with a force that could only be rivaled by the very beings that give you your blood. You hit this. You hit Zilla with a force of lightning that rockets her through the air and slams her against the brick wall behind her, and she slumps down and onto the rock below. I don't imagine it's a quick thing.
No. It is painful.
Yeah, she screams in pain. Her screams echoing through the room and out into the rest of the dungeon as you just do not relent until she stops moving. And upon her death, the only thing that is keeping Hikan out of this reality suddenly ends, and he reappears in the room before you guys.
Did he fire the gift shop?
So as Hikan appears, it's just like he's sitting cross-legged, and then he feels the rock underneath him again, and he just hops back up with his javelin in hands, like, oh.
I'm back.
As he sees Zilla. Good
Max
job. He gives a thumbs up to Max.
still crackling, just snarling, and got his hand on the wall to hold himself up.
Yeah, the room smells of burnt flesh and ozone.
I think this is the time to loot the body. I'm gonna
The
inspect
ceremonial
Zilla
loot.
since-
Okay.
I will give Renji advantage because Renji's better at these things than I am.
That's fine. I think at this point in time, now that you've more or less taken care of the boss of the dungeon, the remaining rooms don't really serve much of a problem. So we'll go over it in detail at the start of the next session. But like what you guys get and everything as you kind of scour the place.
Can we see the full map?
Sure.
Should we do that next session?
Yeah, we'll do that next session, yeah. But there is something you can do between now and next session, which is level up.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Third level.
I'm
Yep.
5th level spell.
I'm going to have to think on this.
Yeah. But yes, thank you guys so much for listening in. This has been Articulity. This has been episode 64 of Hyrule Chronicles, Legend of Zelda D&D. I have been the GM, and with me as always, I have had Renji Vox being played by the Netherlad.
Witches get stitches.
I have had Alvrance being playing Hikan Sio.
So, as it was pointed out in our private chat, witches were slain by witch bolts, 2 of them this session. That's also 2 of the Twilight Cartel members that Max has gotten the last hit on. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well done.
I've had Zayden Shari being played by Robopart.
Farewell, people.
I have had Max being played by Keistrith.
Told you Witch Bolt's a good spell.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.